Nowadays, India has really made progress. It actually claims it will reverse engineer the PL-15 air-to-air missile, adding another major achievement to Modi's doctrine of psychological victory. Here's what happened. During this India-Pakistan conflict, Pakistan extensively used China's PL-15 air-to-air missiles, so missile debris was inevitably recovered by Indian soldiers. Initially, they found 2 pieces of debris in the Hoshiarpur region of northeastern Punjab province, one from the radar dome at the rear of the missile body, and the other from a guidance head component. When India obtained these 2 pieces of debris, it was overjoyed, claiming that its Rafale fighters had shot down so many PL-15. In their view, although these were just debris, in the eyes of excellent Indian engineers, they could definitely extract many secrets about this missile from them. So India immediately convened a team to start research. After dozens of Indian experts studied all night, they reached a conclusion: they couldn't understand anything. In desperation, they had no choice but to seek external help. After arriving and examining the debris, the external experts directly stated that these 2 pieces were completely worthless for research. They were nothing but scrap metal. They added that if India wanted to uncover the secrets of this missile, it would need to collect more PL-15 missile debris. It would be even better if more intact debris could be found. Taking the advice of the external experts to heart, India then scoured the surrounding areas far and wide. Surprisingly, they actually found some. Subsequently, they found 2 relatively intact PL-15 missile debris in Amritsar and Hoshiarpur respectively, with one even retaining more than 2/3 of the missile body structure. Overjoyed by this result, India immediately made a high-profile announcement that intelligent Indians will soon possess air-to-air missiles as excellent as the PL-15. To be honest, when this news emerged, many media outlets either celebrated for India or expressed concern for China. But based on my limited understanding of India and China's military industry, such a thing simply cannot happen. Let's set India aside for a moment and first look at how China's military-industrial system has developed. As is well known, China's military industry has a major quirk, a fear of insufficient firepower, where everything must be abundant, followed by overwhelming firepower. Ideally, every soldier should be equipped with a rocket launcher, using it like a rifle. Most importantly, due to the U.S. China confrontation at the time, when China's military was at a disadvantage, China's RD followed only one philosophy: before considering victory, consider defeat, that is, how to reserve opportunities for resistance even in the event of failure. Therefore, China's military industries are highly competitive, unlike U.S. military-industrial complexes, which prioritize profits over weapon performance, hyping products first regardless of actual capabilities. At the time, the combat concept of the Chinese Air Force was very simple and straightforward, using stealth fighters plus long-range air-to-air missiles to carry out surprise attacks on U.S. early warning aircraft. Back then, the detection range of early warning aircraft in various countries was only 200 to 300 kilometers. Therefore, the specific operational process was not complicated. First, the J-20 would maintain electromagnetic silence, then follow guidance to make a surprise approach to a designated position about 200 kilometers from the target, directly launch the PL-15 missiles it carried, and then retreat. Finally, the launched PL-15 missiles are guided by early warning aircraft to approach the target, after which their dual-pulse engines ignite. Essentially, the enemy would be shot down before having time to react. This tactic is said to have been validated internally by China many times, with the most exaggerated combat result being 108:0. This does seem excessive, and China shares this view. So China also involved the J-16 and J-10 with stealth coatings in the verification. It turned out that this tactic was invincible. Whether or not the stealth performance was excellent seemed unnecessary. Anyway, the fighter jets just needed to fly over, launch the missiles from hundreds of kilometers away, and then make a getaway. Even if detected by the enemy, the fighters would still be out of the enemy's engagement range. However, while delighted, China also began to feel apprehensive. Because it was the United States that first developed the stealth fighter early warning aircraft data link in medium-range air-to-air missiles. The U.S. may have long mastered this tactical approach and might even have developed countermeasures. As a result, China's military industry began to rack its brains. Since the core of this tactic lies in the early warning aircraft, the solution was to enable early warning aircraft to detect targets at greater distances. Therefore, various anti-stealth radar projects were launched one after another. And to make surprise attacks more foolproof, a PL-17 air-to-air missile with a range of 500 kilometers was directly developed. However, even after the PL-17 was developed, China still considered the tactic insufficiently secure. After all, relying on a single-core early warning aircraft was far from ideal. As a result, unmanned early warning aircraft were selected for development. In this way, the number of unmanned early warning aircraft would even exceed that of enemy missiles. Let's see how they can counter this. Later, as anti-stealth technologies in various countries began to make breakthroughs, stealth fighters could basically be detected beyond 500 kilometers. This meant the previously invincible tactic might be obsolete. However, by this time, China's unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, technology had advanced significantly. China began to feel reassured. So what if you detect us? We'll just deploy more drones to wear you down. So later, everyone saw the loyal unmanned wingmen of the J-20. As soon as the loyal unmanned wingmen emerged, the United States became alarmed and directly moved its main forces to Guam. This move left China completely speechless. After all, it was supposed to be a straightforward air confrontation, but you fled 1,500 kilometers away, where my tactical system can't reach. So, the hapless WZ-8 was forced to increase its workload. Not only does it normally have to scour the world for you aircraft carriers, but now it also has to hunt for you aircraft globally. In special situations, it might even have to serve as a relay station for early warning aircraft to guide fighters and missiles. Later developments like the Shuangwei Scorpion drone and PL-21 missile were all developed amid U.S. China confrontation. Let's not forget that the PL-15 is already a decade-old product. Therefore, if India tries to reverse engineer these technologies, it will only be chasing China's tail. Without independent R&D capabilities, it will never surpass China. Furthermore, even in the most generous assessment, given India's woeful R&D capabilities, even if they were handed a complete PL-15 missile, they would still be unable to reverse engineer it. After all, despite Western countries selling them numerous advanced weapons, so far, India has not succeeded in reverse engineering a single piece of weaponry. In the past, Russia even taught them hand by hand how to build aircraft carriers. Indian experts would follow the Russian team during the day to refit the Vikramaditya aircraft carrier and then go home at night to manually craft India's domestic Vikrant. The result is obvious to all. Now their handmade Vikrant hasn't even been fully equipped with carrier-based aircraft. With such learning ability, can you expect them to reverse engineer the PL-15? They even managed to lose 2 experts while copying a grenade from the last century. This air-to-air missile is most likely beyond their knowledge. As for India handing it over to other countries for research, I can only say that China's PL-15 is available for purchase.